Welcome back to our menstrual cycle series. This is lesson 2.12, ovulation and luteal phase. Last time we talked about follicular phase, and today we're continuing our journey with two super important parts of your cycle, ovulation and luteal phase. These stages are fascinating because they're when all the preparation from the follicular phase comes to the fruition. Let's start with ovulation. That's a critical moment when an egg is actually released from your ovary. Around day 14 of a typical 28-day cycle, something remarkable happens. There's a sudden surge of LH or luteinizing hormone. You might have seen this mentioned on ovulation predictor kits. They are looking for this exact surge. This hormone spike basically tells that dominant follicle we talked about in your last session, it's time to release an egg. And that's exactly what happens. The follicle ruptures and releases the mature egg into the fallopian tube, where it begins its journey towards the uterus. This moment marks the transition from the follicular phase to what's called luteal phase. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. The ruptured follicle doesn't just disappear after ovulation. Instead, it transforms into structure called corpus luteum, which literally means yellow body. This transformation is pretty amazing when you think about it. The follicle completely changes its function. The corpus luteum becomes like a temporary hormone-producing factory in your ovary. It starts pumping out high levels of progesterone and some estrogen too. These hormones have a specific mission to prepare your endometrium lining for a potential pregnancy. Progesterone is especially important here. It thickens and stabilizes the endometrium, making it a soft, nourishing bed that's perfect for the fertilized egg to implant in. The lining becomes enriched with blood vessels and nutrients, all ready to support an early pregnancy if fertilization happens. Now, here's the two possible paths from here, depending on whether fertilization occurs. If the egg does get fertilized and implantation happens, the corpus luteum keeps on producing progesterone to maintain the early stages of pregnancy. It continues this important job until the placenta develops enough to take over hormonal production. But if fertilization doesn't occur, the corpus luteum has a limited lifespan. After about 10 to 14 days, it starts to break down. When this happens, both progesterone and estrogen levels begin to drop dramatically. This hormone decline is what triggers the shedding of the wonderfully prepared endometrial lining. Yes, your period of the next cycle. And your menstruation will come full circle back to day one of the next cycle. Understanding ovulation and luteal phase gives us such insight into how our bodies prepare for potential pregnancy each month. These hormonal shifts are precisely timed and beautifully coordinated. This knowledge isn't just fascinating, it is practical too. It can help with fertility awareness and if you're trying to conceive or avoid pregnancy. It helps explain premenstrual symptoms that many experience during the luteal phase when hormone levels are shifting. And it gives us a deeper appreciation for the incredible precision of our reproductive systems. In our next lesson, we'll tie everything together and look at how all these phases create the complete menstrual cycle. See you then.